Hi there. Today we are going to solve word problems, and this is the second day we're doing them. So these formats are a little bit different than yesterday. Okay, so we are starting off with number 1 here. It says, at a baseball game, a hamburger costs $2 more than a hot dog. So this is different than yesterday. The more than is going to change our setup for the problem. So it's saying, okay, if 14 hamburgers and 13 hot dogs cost $136, how much does each cost? Okay, so let's start off by defining our variables. I'm going to start off with X stands for hamburgers. Okay, the reason why I'm doing that, it's telling me, okay, 14 hamburgers and 13 hot dogs. It just said hamburgers first, so that's why I'm making X hamburgers. Then Y would be hot dogs. Okay, so my first equation, this is where it gets a little bit different. So a hamburger is $2 more than a hot dog. So say a hot dog is $10, this hamburger would be 12. Okay, so since X is hamburgers, my equation would be X equals this hot dog, which is a Y, plus $2. Okay, so this is where people get confused. Your equation then is your bigger variable. So say hamburger is more is equal to that smaller one plus your extra in this case. Okay, so then my second equation. I need two equations because I have two variables that I'm going to need to solve for. I have 14 hamburgers and 13 hot dogs that cost this much. I can use all that information for a second equation. So since X is hamburgers, Y is hot dogs, I'm going to multiply this 14 and X. So 14 times X. And then I need to add in my hot dog cost. So that's $13 times each hot dog. Or there's 13 hot dogs times the money, sorry. And this equals this total cost for both. Okay, I have two equations. Now I can solve. So this setup is the hardest part. So now below, I'm going to solve the systems. And yesterday we did a lot of elimination. Today, since X is by itself already, substitution is probably the easiest method to go with. So that's what I'm going to show you up here. Obviously, if you want to subtract Y and solve by elimination, that is fine. That's just not the way I'm going to show up on the board here. Okay, so I'm taking this Y plus 2 and I'm plugging it in here for X. So I'm substituting it in. So 14 times Y plus 2 and then plus the rest here. Plus 13Y is equal to 136. Distribute. Okay, then we will combine like terms. So I have 27Y plus 28. Subtract 28. Oh man, I'm running out of room. I'm going to move over here. So I have 27Y, and then it's equal to, what's that, 108. Okay, divide by 27. Either you need your calculator out, or you're going to have to do some long division here. Okay, so what is that? Good. Okay, you should get Y equals 4. Now I'm going to plug that back in to solve for X. So look at your two options for equations. We have equation 1 or equation 2. Equation 1 looks much easier to plug in. So let's do that. Okay, so $4 is what I'm plugging in for Y. So I have X is equal to 4 plus 2. So X is equal to 6. Okay, so it's asking us how much does each cost? So our labeling will be dollar signs. So a hamburger, that's my X. I just found that $6. And my Y was $4. So it's $4 per hot dog. Now you want to make sure that yours makes sense. You didn't accidentally write the equations backwards. So when it tells you up here, okay, hamburger is $2 more than a hot dog. Okay, hamburger is $6. That's $2 more than 4. So we're good. We did this correctly. Okay, very nice. Let's go ahead and turn it to the back side. Let's do one more. Let's talk about some Red Bull energy drinks here. Okay, so Red Bull, they have 15 more calories than Monsters. Okay, so let's say that X stands for Red Bull. Y is Monster, because they just said Red Bull first, so I'll make that X. Okay, so these have 15 more. So say Monster energy drinks had 10 calories. I know that's low. That means Red Bull then would have to have 25. So it's 15, it's plus 15. Okay, so I need my equation to say X is equal to Monster plus 15. Then they're equal. All right, so if 7 Red Bulls and 4 Monsters in total have 1,205 calories, how many calories does a Red Bull have? Okay, so I'm going to have 7 Red Bulls. So this is 7x 4y equals their total amount. That's my second equation. Okay, it says how many calories does a Red Bull have? So down below, it's just asking for calories in a Red Bull. That means we're solving for x. So even if we find y first, we have to make sure we're plugging in for that x variable. Okay, so let's recopy these down. Okay, since x is by itself, I'm going to use substitution again to solve. So I'm plugging that in here. So I have 7 parentheses y plus 15. And then plus 4y equals 1205. Okay, distribute like we've been doing. So 7y, and then we do 7 times 15. You should get 105. Okay, and then we'll combine like terms. So I have 11y subtract the 105. All right, so 1,205 minus 105 gives us with 1,100. So when I divide by 11, that works out nicely. Okay, so when I divide that, what do you get? Okay, you should get 100 for y. Okay, so I just found out how many calories are in a Monster. So I just found, okay, there's 100 calories in a Monster. Let's write that here. I need to find how many are in a Red Bull. So I'm going to plug this 100 in for y to this equation. So I have x equals y plus 15. Plug in 100. I wrote 115. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, so a Red Bull should have 115 calories. I'm going to write that on my line. And then let's double check to make sure that makes sense. So Red Bull has 115 calories. And in the problem, it says, okay, Red Bull has 15 more than Monster. Okay, so this is greater than 100. We're good. We did everything correctly. Okay, so your classwork today has a couple of these types of problems. It also has a couple from yesterday as well, so we can get used to doing different kinds combined.